Good morning to one and all. Welcome to the Basics of Civil Engineering lecture classes. Today in our lecture class, we are going to be discuss on the lecture number 11, that is Hydrology, the water cycle system. Before going to that, our lecture class, let us introduce myself. I am Hemanth Kumar, Assistant Professor in the Civil Engineering Department from G. Pulla Reddy Engineering College, Autonomous, Kurnool. In our lecture, there are having some of the few contents we are going to be discuss here. Those contents are number 1, introduction to the hydrology. Number 2, study of the hydrology. Number 3, stages of water cycle system. So these topics we will be discussed in the different slides. So now let us have a introduction of hydrology. What is meant by the hydrology? First of all, we have to divide the terms of the hydrology in hydro plus logy. Hydro is nothing but as water. Okay. Next, logy is nothing but the study. So what we are going to be studying in our lecture? Nothing but the study of water. Okay, the study of water is nothing but the hydrology. Okay, let us recap the previous lecture number 10, that is different sources of the water, how the water is available on the earth surface, where are the different areas, nothing but irrigation structures. The water will be available on the canals. Okay, the water will be available on the reservoirs, dams. Okay, the water will be available under the ground surface. Next, streams, lakes, ponds, in everywhere the water is available. But how the water is going to be occurring? Okay, how the water is coming on the ground surface? Nothing but due to the rainfall. Okay, the concept we are going to be discussing in our lecture number 11 is the water system process. Okay, right. Now we will start the concept. Now let us have a definition of the hydrology. Hydrology is the study of the study of a water which deals the occurrence, next, movement and storage of the rainwater in the earth system. How the water will occur? The occurrence of the rainfall, it will plays an important role. It will have the different stages. After having those different stages, the rainfall will occur. So the rainfall, after the rainfall, the water come to the earth surface. After coming to the earth surface, the water will have the movement process. After having the movement process of a water, slowly it will be storage on the earth system. This is the concept of a hydrology. Now let us observe one of a small image. Okay, how the rainfall is occurring. Okay, now we will discuss point of a occurring. How the rainfall will occur. You people are observing in this image some different terminologies. Nothing but evaporation, transpiration, condensation, precipitation, next runoff and infiltration. These are the basic terms will play the important role to occur the rainfall. So this is the water systematic process. I will write here. The first one is evaporation or else transpiration. Next, second one is the condensation, and third one is the precipitation. Fourth one is the runoff or infiltration. So how the water is going to be occurring means, how the rainwater is going to be occurring means, the first 3 stage levels. This is the water cycle process. Okay, we will discuss each point, everything. Okay, before having these terms, let us discuss what is the study of a hydrology. What does hydrology will study? Number 1, water distribution. Number 2, water properties. Number 3, water interactions. Number 4, water cycle. Next, number 5 is the climate effects. Next, come to the part of what do hydrologists. Okay, Hydrologist means nothing but the expert person or else research scientist person of water resource engineering. When we have discussed in the lecture number 1 roles of civil engineering of various disciplines, in that one various disciplines of civil engineering means structural engineering, geotechnical engineering, transportation, environmental and water resource engineering. So the water resource engineering will come under the specialization person in the hydrologist, nothing but he is an expert person and also called as a research scientist person of water resource engineering. What he will be do, what the research person will do, nothing but the hydrologist will measure and analyze the water in the surface, in the subsurface and the atmosphere. Okay, next, the hydrologist will solve the problems related to the water quantity and water quality. How much quantity of rainfall is coming, this much quantity of rainfall, where we are storing, where we have to store. To storing this rainfall water, how much area we need, nothing but reservoirs or else canals. Okay, if it is there any floods, how we have to be controlled. These all many things will come under this water resource engineering. In that one, hydrology is one of a basic concept. Okay, next, research water pollutions, and coming to the last part, manage the groundwater. Okay, right. The first one, the water systematic process, the first one is the evaporation. Evaporation is nothing but it is the conversion process of water into the vapor state. But this evaporation will call as a direct method of conversion state. Why we are calling as a direct conversion process? Why? Because the water will be available on the earth's surface directly, we can visible by our eyes. Okay, where the water is going to be available on the ground surface, nothing but reservoirs, dams, next seas, oceans, lakes, streams, ponds, next canals or else any channels. So from that the water is available. Mostly in the summer season, the evaporation stage will occur. So due to the high temperature increased, what will be happen? Due to the high temperature increase, see here, due to the heat energy or else due to the high temperature of sun increase, the water which is available on the ground surface easily evaporated into the atmosphere and changes into the gaseous water vapor state. So this is called the evaporation, and it is also called as direct process of conversion stage. Okay, next, the evaporation is the process that changes the liquid water to the gaseous water, nothing but the water vapor, where the water moves from the Earth's surface to the atmosphere via evaporation process. This is called the direct process. Okay, next, coming to the transpiration. Okay, previous we have discussed evaporation, that is a direct process of conversion state, water into the vapor state. Coming to the part of the transpiration, this is also a conversion. Okay, this is also a conversion of water into the vapor, but the transpiration process is calling as indirect process of conversion. How the water will be evaporate into the atmosphere? You just look at here previous images. The water is available on the ground surface, which we can visible here, but coming to the transpiration, the water will be evaporate into the atmosphere by the trees, plants or else roots. You just observe here one image. See, due to the sun temperature increase, what will be happen? The water which is stored under the ground surface, okay, which is the water available under the ground surface, easily by the transpiration process of trees, plants and roots, the water will be evaporated into the atmosphere. See, transpiration is the process of water movement through a plant and its evaporation from the aerial parts such as leaves, stems and flowers. So it is a passive process. Passive process means nothing but it is an indirect process. So evaporation is the direct process where the water is available on the ground surface. We can see, we can visible the water. So directly it will be have the directly it will be have the evaporating into the atmosphere. But in the transpiration stage, the water we can't see, but it is present under the ground surface. Okay, but the water will evaporate into the atmosphere due to presence of these trees and any plants or else any roots. So that's why in the summer season most of the trees and the plants will get dried and fall on the ground surface. Again it will be have the formation on the soil itself. Okay, this is the part of the transpiration, right? After conversion of water into the vapor stage, that is we are calling as a evaporation and evapotranspiration. After this process, the next stage is condensation. Condensation is nothing but it is also a reverse process. Nothing but condensation is the change of state of a matter from gas phase into the liquid phase. Nothing but in the evaporation and transpiration, what it was happen? Nothing but evaporation of water into the vapor. But in the condensation, the vapor state to again it is coming to the liquid state. Okay, so liquid state to gas phase, that is evaporation. Again gas phase to liquid phase, again it is the condensation. So this is a reverse process of the vaporization. How, sir? How it is going to be happening means in our kitchen, in our home only we can do easily. Okay. Condensation, I will show some small example. In our kitchen area, you just take one bowl of a water and keep on the gas stove and just add the flame. Okay, you just stove on. What will be happen? The water will slowly heat. Okay, after the half an hour time, after the 45 minutes time, the what will be happen? The level of water will slowly decrease. Why? Because easily it evaporates into the atmosphere. Okay, without having any evaporation, what we will be do? What we will be do? We will close any plate or else we will close any container part. Okay, slowly that water will evaporate and collects that vapor state into that plate. Okay, after removing this plate, what will be happen? A small tiny particles of water will form. This is an example of a condensation. Okay, evaporation is, that is one thing. After the evaporation, the gaseous state is converting into the tiny particles of water, small tiny particles water, that is the condensation form, and have mingles with the clouds See, gaseous state into water state. After having the water state, slowly that water will meet to the clouds and have the condensation will form. After the condensation process, precipitation will occur. Precipitation means nothing but here the rainfall will come. So here the liquid water of condensation process which evaporates into the water vapor, here the condenses to form the clouds, and finally it precipitates back to the earth's surface in the form of rain and snow. So the precipitation is the after the completion of a condensation process of water. Okay, how it is going to be happening? First to see liquid state to gaseous state. Again, this is the evaporation stage we are calling. In the condensation process, this gaseous state to liquid state. So this liquid state of tiny particles of a water which is mingled with the clouds. Here the condensation process is happening. So here the precipitation occurs. The precipitation will occur in the two forms. Okay, the precipitation will occur in the two forms. One is liquid form. Second one is the freeze form. Okay, mostly after the summer season, rainy season will come. So mostly in the rainy season, the precipitation will occurs as liquid form, nothing but it is going to be calling as rainfall. Here the water is going to be occurred. See how many stages it have completed. Mostly in the summer season only the evaporation will start. Okay, why? Because the temperature of a sun is most increased. Okay, see, evaporation, condensation, precipitation. In the precipitation, it will be having the two terms, it will be having the two forms. One is liquid form, nothing but the rainfall will occur, which is in the rainy season only. Okay, coming to the part of the winter season, the precipitation will occurs as freeze form, nothing but snow or drizzle, and next nothing but the hail, etc. Or else these things, very small diameter of a water will be present here. Okay, this is the formation of a precipitation. So the liquid water evaporates into the water vapor, condenses to form the clouds, and here the precipitation will start. So the precipitation will be have in the form of rainwater, in the form of liquid form, that is going to be calling as rainfall water, or else in the form of freeze form, nothing but to snow, drizzle, or else any type of these type of a forms. So after this precipitation, the rainfall will be having, so slowly it will be get onto the earth surface. See here, this is the image, this is the snow. Next, this is the liquid. Okay, rainfall. Okay, runoff. What is meant by the runoff? Okay, up to now the rainfall is created. Here the occurrence of a water we got. Now after occurring the water, okay, where it is coming on the ground surface. Here the movement of a water on the ground surface, where it is movement, where it is moving on the ground surface, wherever the paths are there, in that path channels only the water will move. And storage. So storage means nothing but the, if there is area is required to store the quantity of water, so there the water is going to be storage. So that is calling of a runoff and infiltration concept. Runoff means the runoff occurs when there is more water than the land can absorb. The excess liquid flows across the surface of the land and into the nearby the creeks, streams and ponds. Okay, for this one I will present a small image. See, here the rainfall is occurring. So after occurring the rainfall, see, the rainfall is occurring on the earth surface. Okay, slowly, either it may be due to the summer season, the mountains will have the ice particles of the mountains will melt and it will be formed again into the water. Slowly the movement of water on the earth surface. Okay, on the earth surface, this is on the earth surface. And where the storage area is there, in that storage area the water will get stored, nothing but any rivers. Okay, slowly it will get, okay, slowly it will get escape from or else slowly it will be movement from one place to another, and finally it will be stored in the rivers or else any lakes or else in the wells. So here we have to discuss here runoff and infiltration. So after the rainfall is getting onto the ground surface, for example, this is ground surface, what will be happen? See, if the rainfall is occurred on the ground surface, the rainwater easily transferred into the under the ground surface. This is the concept is infiltration. Okay, this is the concept is infiltration. If the ground area, if it absorbs the water and slowly transfers the water into the ground surface, this is the infiltration. If it is capacity is more, if it is capacity is more, it will absorb. If the capacity of land is very less, what will be happen? The water will be stored on the on the ground surface, nothing but lakes, reservoirs, or else lakes, streams, ponds, or else rivers, like that. If the rainfall is having the continuously process, what will be happen again, that in the lakes or else reservoirs, lakes, streams, ponds, the water level will slowly increase and again escape into the another place. Okay, again it will be transferred into the rivers or else any channels or any canal sections. That is the runoff. You people can observe here, if the rainfall is occurred on the ground surface, the water is directly transferred into the ground surface. This is called infiltration concept. Okay, if the water is slowly escaping on the ground surface, it creates a small channel section. That is the runoff concept. Okay, right. Finally, if the water is available on the ground surfaces, means easily we will provide any taps or any pump stations, and we will use for that our home needs. Okay, and finally come to the what is the systematic water system process. This is the cyclic process of a water system. First, it will be have the evaporation. The water is converting the liquid state to vapor state in the direct process. Next, transpiration. If the water is available under the ground, it will be evaporates into the atmosphere by the help of the trees, plants, stems, roots, flowers, or else any etc. on the plants. So that is the transpiration. After this evaporation and transpiration, the condensation will have. The condensation is nothing but again the water vapor is converting into the liquid particles, liquid tiny particles of a water, and mingles with the clouds. So when the water is having a mingles with the clouds, the precipitation will occurs. Precipitation will have in the two forms. One is liquid form, another one is the freeze form. In the liquids, we will get rainfall, drizzles, like that we will get. And coming to the part of the freeze form, snow or else hills, like that. And again, in the liquid form means nothing but if the rainfall is occurred, the rainfall is coming onto the ground surface, slowly it will be get runoff and infiltration. Infiltration is nothing but the rainwater which is on the earth surface slowly transfer into the ground surface. Okay, if the capacity area is required very less, the water will be stored on the ground surface is the runoff. Okay, so this is the topic of a hydrology. Thank you students for your patience.